So, in the last class, we studied the simplex technique for solution of linear programming problems, but that was an introductory class in the sense that we considered only two variables, a problem of optimization, that was a maximization problem. That maximization problem was of two variables only, and the problem could have been solved by graphical solution also. But I have repeatedly told you that in the graphical solution, the number of variables have to be only two, because you can draw a graph on a plane only with two variables. And then again, if number of constants are more than 3 or 4, the graph becomes clumsy and it is very difficult to read the exact value of optimal value of or optimal solution from the graph. And in many cases, even with two variables, solution is not possible on a graph paper. So the simplex technique is used to solve all such tedious problems. I again repeat that simplex technique can deal with as many variables as you wish, and nowadays computer programming softwares are also available to solve the simplex problem, and therefore there is no restriction on either number of equations or number of instructions, nor there is any restriction on the number of variables, and simplex technique could be used to solve any kind of linear programming problem, provided the solution is feasible. So we are advancing our discussion, and now we are going to discuss another maximization problem where number of variables is more than 2. You might have read in your schools that in the simultaneous linear equations, if number of variables is 2, then you need to have two equations to solve those two equations. Similarly, if number of unknowns are 3, then you need to have 3 equations to find out the value of these 3 unknown variables. Whereas by simplex technique, even if there are 3 variables and you have only 2 inequations, you can still find out the value of variables which will optimize your solution. So let us consider second problem of maximization by simplex technique, in which we have the objective function is maximize z is equal to 10x1 plus 15x2 plus 20x3, subject to the condition that 2x1 plus 4x2 plus 6x3 is less than or equal to 24. Three x1 plus 9x2 plus 6x3 is less than or equal to 30. X1 plus x2, x1, x2, x3 all are greater than or equal to 0. So, as discussed in the last class, we have to see two conditions before starting solution by simplex technique. Number 1, we have to see that all bj's, means values on the right hand side, are positive. So 24, 30, we see that these are all positive, and all variables x1, x2, x3, etc. should be greater than or equal to 0. So this is already given. So because we have been told that there are conditions where you see that some of the variables may be free, or they may assume either negative 0 or positive value, then in that case we convert that variable as a difference of two positive variables. Here x1, x2, x3, x3, all three are greater than or equal to 0. So both the conditions for solving this simplex technique are satisfied. Therefore, we can straightaway start solution of the problem. So this is less than or equal to type inequations in the constraints. So we use the slack variables. So let us use the slack variables S1 and S2. So what happens? The first inequation 2x1 plus 4x2 plus 6x3. Then we add S1, then plus S1 will be converted into equality sign. Then it will become 2x1 plus 4x2 plus 6x3 is equal to 24. Similarly, the second inequation will be 3x1 plus 9x2 plus 6x3 plus S2 is equal to 30. X1, x2, x3, all three greater than or equal to 0. So now we transfer all these problems into this simplex table. So the first row of the simplex table is the contribution per unit, means the profit per unit of the variables x1, x2, x3 and slack variable s1 and s2. You know that the contribution of the slack variables is always 0. So we write the contribution of x1, x2, x3 from the objective function. X1 has a contribution of 10, x2 has a contribution of 15, x3 has a contribution of 20, and s1, s2 have a contribution of 0. So 10, 15, 20, 0 and 0. Then we write the basic variables. So again I repeat that we in the simplex technique, we start with the worst solution and then try to improve stage by stage, and then finally we arrive at the optimal or best solution. So in this case, the worst solution could be what? When you do not produce any quantity of x1 and x2, you produce only s1 and s2, because the contribution of s1 and s2 is 0. So your objective function will be 0, and that is the worst condition. So to start with, we consider that we only produce S1 and S2. So there is no production of X1, X2, X3. So S1 will be produced in 24 quantity and S2 will be produced in 30 quantity. So this is our starting solution. So basic variable means the starting solution we consider S1 and S2. Their contribution is 0 and 0, and their quantity is 24 and 30. Am I clear? Now, from the first inequation, we write the coefficients of x1, x2, x3, s1 and s2 in this line. So x1 has, you see, 2x1 plus 4x2 plus 6x1 plus s1 plus 0 into s2. You can, because there is no s2 here, so you can write 0 into s2. So it will be 2, 4, 6, 1 and 0, 2, 4, 6, 1 and 0 in the first row. In the second row, what will be there? 3, 9, 6, 1, 0 and 1, because s1 is 0 here, only s2 is here. So we write 3, 9, 6, 0 and 1. So 3, 9, 6, 0 and 1. The quantity is 30. Then it is Zj. Zj is what? To multiply with cost with each column under x1, each value multiply with the corresponding cost and then add it. 2 into 0, 0, 3 into 0, 0. So if you add 0 plus 0, then it becomes 0. So this is Zj. Similarly, 4 into 0, 9 into 0, 0, 0. So likewise, because here it is 0, so all quantities will be 0 here. Then it is Cj minus Zj, means this cost minus this Zj, you deduct the 10 minus 0, 10, 15 minus 0, 15, 20 minus 0, 20. Likewise, it is 0 and 0. And I have told you that in the case of maximization, all the values, this is also called index row or net valuation row. So all the values in the net valuation row should be either negative or 0. It means there will be, if you do further iteration, then you will get either 0 profit or your profit will get reduced. So when you get a negative or 0 value in the net valuation row, we consider that the condition of optimability has been reached, and this gives the final solution. So here we find that there are three positive quantities in the net evaluation row, 10, 15 and 20. So the maximum positive quantity is 20. So we start with this. We start from here. So this will be our key column. So the column corresponding to the maximum value positive quantity, maximum positive value in the net evaluation row, Cj minus Z0 or delta 0 is known as key column. So this will be the key column. So in the key column consists of 6, 6, 0 and 20. Now we divide quantity with the increase in the key column. So 24 divided by 6 is equal to 4, and then 30 divided by 6 is equal to 5. So we get 4 and 5 as the ratio of the quantity to the coefficients of the equations. So should I repeat? We divide the quantity with the increase in the key column and find out the minimum ratio. We get two ratios, 4 and 5. Minimum is 4. So this row corresponding to the minimum value of the ratio quantity by this key column values. So this ratio is minimum here. So the row corresponding to S1 will be key row. So we have X3. Column corresponding to X3 is the key column, and column corresponding to S1 is the key row. So you have understood key column and key row, and the intersection of key column and key row is known as key element. So here 6 is the key, because this is the key column and this is the key row. So 6 is the key element. This is the intersection of key column and key row. What is the significance of key column? That now the variable X3 is going to come into the basic variable. And what is the significance of key row? That S1 is going out. This is the outgoing variable. This is the incoming variable. So remember that when we say key column, it means this in the next iteration this becomes incoming variable. When we say key row, it means in the next iteration this becomes an outgoing variable. Am I clear? Now, what we do when we do next iteration, all the elements in the key row are divided by the key element. Here, what is the key element? 6. So everything is divided by 6. So 2 by 6 will be equal to 1 by 3. 4 by 6 will be 2 by 3. 6 by 6, 1. 1 by 6, 0. And 24 by 6 equal to 4. So see in the next column what we find. This is, see, 2 by 6, 1 by 3. 4 by 6, 2 by 3. 6 by 6, 1. And 1 by 6, 0 by 6, 0. And 24 by 6, 4. Then I have also told you that all the elements in the key column except the key element will become 0. So here this 6, there is only one element here, this 6 will become 0 here. So here this becomes 0. And how do we calculate the value of other cell entries? Old value here is 3 minus corresponding new value 2 into 9 divided by 4. So this becomes what? This comes to 1. This becomes 5. This becomes minus 1. This becomes 1. This becomes 6. This becomes. So this is the value. So in the last class we have already explained to you how to calculate the values of, and the simplest technique is one this way. Suppose you have to calculate the values in this column. So you write 3 minus what? Or this is your key column. So 6 into 2 by 6. 6 into 2 is equal to 12 by 6. What becomes? 12 by 6 will 2. So 3 minus 2, though this becomes 1. Similarly, 9 minus 6 into 4 divided by 6. 6 into 4 by 6 is 4. 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. Likewise, we calculate all the cell entries in the next column, and we again calculate the Zj. Now 20 into 1 by 3, 20 by 3, 0 into 1, 0. So when you add up, this becomes 20 by 3. 20 into 2 by 3, it is 40 by 3. 0 into 5, 0. So 40 by 3. Here, 20 into 1, 20, 0, 20. 20 into 1 by 5, 4. And plus 0 minus 1, 4. 20 into 1 by 6 is equal to 20 by 6 means 10 by 3. 10 by 3. And this is 0. So you deduct from 10 minus 20 by 3. So 10 minus 20 by 3 will be 10 by 3. So Cj minus Zj here will be 10 by 3. 15 minus 14 by 3. 45 minus 40 means 5 by 3. 20 minus 20 is 0. This is minus 10 by 3. This is 0. So now what you see here, that still you have two positive values in the net evaluation row, 10 by 3 and 5 by 3. And our condition is that all the values should be either 0 or negative in the net evaluation row. Then only we will say that the optimality has been reached. But here we see that still there are two values, 10 by 3 and 5 by 3. So what is the maximum value? 10 by 3 is equal to 3.13, 5 by 3 is equal to 1.6 around. So this is the maximum value. So 10 by 3 is the maximum value. So this becomes this column will become key column. It means what? X1 will come in the next iteration. Now we divide the quantity column with this 4 divided by 1 by 3. That is 4 into 3 is equal to 12. 6 divided by 1 is equal to 6. What is the minimum value? Minimum value is 6. Minimum ratio is 6. So this becomes key row. What does it mean? That S2 will go. S2 is the outgoing variable, and here X1 is the incoming variable because this is the key column. Key column means incoming variable. Key row means outgoing variable. So key column is X1. So this is the incoming variable in the next iteration. S2 is the key row. So this is the outgoing variable in the next iteration. Now intersection of key column and key row is the key element. So intersection is 1. So 1 is the key element. So in the next iteration, what will happen? That we will divide all cell entries with 1. And so 1 by 1, 1, 5 by 1, 5, 0 by 0, 0. Everything will remain as such in the next iteration. So in the next iteration, what we see? That here it was already X3, X3 will remain, S2 will be replaced by X1, and X3 has a contribution of 20, and X1 will have a contribution of 10. So we write X3 20, X1 10, and then same value because here it has 1501. We divide it to 1 by, so this is 1501 minus 116. And I have said that in the key column, other elements will be 0, so this becomes 0. And other elements will be calculated like, say, 2 by 3 minus 5 into 1 by 3 by 1. 2 by 3 minus 5 by 3 is equal to what? 2 by 3 minus 5 by 3 minus 3 by 3 is equal to minus 1. Similarly, we calculate all the values here. 0, minus 1, 1, 1 by 2, minus 1, 3, and 2. These are the value. Now we again calculate Zj. So how do we calculate 20 into 0 plus 10 into 1, 10. So if you add 0 plus 10, this is 10. 20 minus 1 minus 20, 10 into 5, 50. So how much do we get? Minus 20 plus 50 is equal to 30. 10, 20 plus 0, 20. 20 into 1 by 2, 5. 10 into minus 1 is equal to minus 10. 5 minus 20 into 1 by 2 is equal to 10. 10 into minus 1 is equal to minus 10. 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. Similarly, minus 20 by 3 plus 10. So it will become minus 10 by, this will become 10 by 3. This will be actually minus 10 by 3. I have forgotten to mention it here. Minus 20 into minus 1 by 3 is equal to minus 20 by 3 plus 10. It means minus 10 by 3. So we calculate the Cj minus Zj. Cj minus Zj means we deduct the value of Zj from this Cj value 10. So 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. 15 minus 13 is equal to minus 15. 20 minus 20 is equal to 0. 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. And 0 minus 10 by 3 is equal to 0 minus 10 by 3 will be minus 10 by 3. So what we get? That in the net evaluation row, index row, we get what? All the values, net evaluation row, all the index values are either 0 or negative. So this is the condition of optimality. So for what is the value of optimal solution? We produce x2, 2 unit quantity is here 2 units of x3 and 6 units of x1. So when you produce 2 units of x1 and 6 units of x3, so what happens? Optimal solution is what? 2 units of 2 units of x3 and 6 units of x1. Then your optimal value will be equal to 100. See, this was 2 units of x1 is equal to 20 plus 6 units of x2 90, 10% to 100. So maximum z value is equal to 100. So this is the maximum value of the objective function. So objective function has a value of 100 in this case. So what is the maximum solution? We do not produce any unit of x2, only we produce x1 in 6 units of x1 and 2 units of x2. x1 gives a contribution of 10. So 10 into how much? 10 into we produce how much? x1 2 units, so 10 into 2 20. 2 units of 2 matlab 20 into 2 40 and 10 into 6 60. 40 plus 60 is 100. So this is the solution. So we have so far solved 2 problems of maximization by simplex technique with 2 variables and more than 2 variables. So in the next class we shall discuss the minimization problem or some more advanced problems of simplex techniques. Thank you. We stop it here.